Now, I am hearing that her ex-husband Kevin and Sharina are no longer together, and you know what that is.
Well, come on now.
The money gone.
What you thought was going to happen?
The money is gone.
Kelvin.
So, of course,
What happened to that
that's
restaurant?
right. He's trying to get with Wendy.
I know many of you have been curious about Sharina Hudson's whereabouts ever since she and Kevin Hunter were caught trying to embezzle money from Wendy Williams. Unexpectedly, it seems that she is manipulating Kevin by leaving from him, claiming that she was only there to take advantage of his financial situation.
For like 15 years. She was one of these, less than smart women who moved to the big city with bright lights, and she wanted to be a model. And so you know how the girls with the sparkler champagne bottles at the club, they get people to spend more money, they dress scantily clad and things like that.
Now, the last time Kevin and Sabrina showed us love was when he posted a happy birthday message to Sabrina on her birthday, referring to her as his wife and describing her in all caps with 2 red exclamation marks. You can have it for the rest of your life if you so choose. According to reports, Sabrina has no business being with Kevin now that she is not receiving money from him, especially since they were entirely dependent on Wendy.
I don't know how they're raising the daughter Journey, who's almost 2 years, I think she's 2, like next month or something.
Wow.
That's not my problem. I know that
sure
my
isn't.
child, my alimony for all 3 of them is on time every month.
And yes, he can no longer afford to pay for all those failed business endeavors he initiated with Wendy's money. Do you recall when Kevin guided Sabrina through her massage therapy education? And when that failed, he set up a kiosk for her at the mall in her hometown of North Carolina. He even assisted her in launching the online jewelry and apparel brand Dish. Additionally, Sabrina used to be a realtor and placed her business's address at her Morristown home, the same home that Kevin had bought for Sabrina with Wendy's money. In 2021, Sabrina also launched a vegan business, which she naturally funded with Wendy's money. She began by baking vegan pancakes in the kitchen, which Wendy also covered. I know a lot of you think they should have used the money more sensibly, but since it wasn't coming from their pocket, they didn't really care. And Miss Hudson is gone now that it's all gone. Honestly, Sabrina had reached her limit with a man who had not only ceased supporting her, but had also listed their home for sale, took out 2 loans from Flex Wealth for 2 expensive cars. In addition, he received a lawsuit from UBS Bank, which claimed he had neglected to make credit card payments. Even when Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, told Kevin that the payments to him would stop if Wendy's annual earned income as of February 1st, 2020, was less than twice her previous annual income. Kevin refused to reinstate the alimony even after Wendy brought her before the court a second time. The Guardian then stated that although Kevin was still receiving his alimony, Wendy, who had not appeared to host the Wendy Williams show for her entire previous season, ceased to receive her full salary in October of 2021. As a result, Sabrina claimed Kevin had unfairly benefited from receiving $112,500. The $37,500 monthly payment was made. That equaled $112,500 times 3 months. Additionally, Sabrina demanded that Kevin return the money plus interest. He was therefore deeply in debt in addition to being impoverished. Word on the street is that Sabrina has disappeared with what little was left, while Big Cab continues to battle for the reinstatement of his alimony. At first, Kevin said that in February 2022, Wendy abruptly ceased paying him on a monthly basis, as per their divorce agreement. He even dared to request that Wendy's guardian be ordered by the court to make the payments that were stipulated in their contract. However, once that failed, Kevin returned to court, requesting that Wendy's guardian take up his alimony payments. Additionally, he stated in the court filings that he attended a mediation on December 8, 2022, alongside Wendy's attorney and Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, designated by the New York court. During that mediation, Wendy's guardian and attorney consented to produce bank records and account statements that they said the New York court had given them authority to provide. He continued by saying that Wendy's guardian and attorney had allegedly promised to deliver him Wendy's bank documents, but they had never shown up. Therefore, by December 19th, Kevin claimed to have addressed the mediator and copied all parties, addressing lack of transparency and bad faith in their lack of honesty in mediation, after purportedly failing to receive any more. Correspondence from Wendy's team. Kevin is still making additions and requesting that his alimony be paid again, baby. In fact, Kevin brought up a case during one of the hearings in which Sabrina was listed as a defendant and was charged with taking part in a racketeering scheme with another individual. In fact, he mentioned that Sabrina is the subject of a RICO investigation, that he has no issues with arbitration, and that all he needs is the financial records from Wendy. He claimed she was lying flagrantly to everyone. They still hadn't seen the bank records, and she was meant to provide him access to the retirement account. In essence, he claimed that egregious carelessness had occurred. Furthermore, he doesn't think the woman is a guardian. We don't trust Sabrina either, Kev sweetie, if that makes any difference. The only issue is that, despite your efforts to get alimony reinstated, Sabrina and you are not receiving any money. This is the issue.
You access your money right now.
I have no idea. I'm going to tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen.
Prior to Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, taking control of her accounts and informing her that she was out of money, it appears that Wendy had $55 million in the bank. In fact, Regina Schell, Wendy's closest friend, claimed to have seen her Wells Fargo bank statement in an affidavit she filed with a New Jersey court. She remarked, "Wendy extended an invitation for me to stay with her in New York City in July 2022. Wendy told me at that visit that she wanted to look into her estate planning options, particularly a potential switch to a different banking institution. She also sent me Wells Fargo documentation that displayed an almost $55 million cumulative balance. Furthermore, Regina stated that she received an invitation to accompany Wendy to a meeting with a different bank in December of the same year. In order to discuss the finest products available, Wendy has set up a meeting with the Senior Vice President, Private Client Advisor, Wealth Strategist, Market Director, and several other members of Bank of America's private banking group. Following the meeting, Regina said that she saw Wendy give Sabrina the offers and paperwork from Bank of America as they were traveling to the courts in the same car. Nevertheless, Regina disclosed that shortly after returning to her California residence, Wendy's former publicist called her urgently. The publicist purported to have overheard a discussion between Wendy and Sabrina, during which Sabrina broke the bad news that Wendy doesn't have any money in her account. Then, according to Regina's affidavit, I immediately contacted Miss Morrissey, in disbelief. I had been in constant contact with Miss Morrissey, so I was fully expecting her to inform me that there had been a miscommunication. Instead, I was denied access to my dear buddy and prevented from communicating with her at all. The last time I spoke with Wendy was on May 1st, 2023. To the best of my knowledge and belief, I hereby declare that the aforementioned assertions are true and accurate. Given how well Regina knows Wendy, she has been outspoken in her criticism of Wendy's imposed silence. Actually, she doesn't grasp how Wendy's recent birthday simply passed, like a lot of other people do. Wendy's birthdays have always been significant to her family and friends, so it's quite unfortunate that they were unable to visit her or even talk to her on her milestone 60th birthday. Since Wendy hasn't been home since May of last year, the only people she has truly spoken to are her father, sister, and son, little Kev, who must wait for Wendy to call. And they said it was a very depressing situation for her on what ought to have been a very happy day. And what specific events do you believe Wendy is going through? Please share your ideas in the comment box. I'm excited to hear what you think. Don't forget to click this like and subscribe to view more.